Following a series of natural disasters such as tornadoes throughout the Midwestern and South United States, as well as flooding throughout Oahu and Kauai, SPIN has questions as to what can be done and what should be done throughout Hawaii as well as throughout the nation, as to what precautionary measures and what preparations can be made. All right, we're here with Professor Houghton, Associate Professor of Political Science, and he teaches a couple of disaster management classes as well as a crisis management class.
Correct.
Okay, so first of all, what natural disasters affect Hawaii?
There are a lot of different disasters that affect Hawaii. We have tsunamis, we have earthquakes, we have even volcanic eruptions, we've had fog, we've had flooding, all sorts of different things, hurricanes. There's a lot of different disasters that affect us here.
So what can we do to prepare for those?
Well, there's a lot of things that we can do to prepare. Probably the best thing is to become informed about what the disasters are, what you need to do, as well as get a 72-hour kit. If you have those things, if you understand what you need to do, and you have some basic supplies to keep yourself going for a couple days, you're going to be better prepared than most of the people.
Okay, so should this preparation and precaution, should this be handled or managed more by state or the town itself, volunteer organizations, federal government, or a combination? What's the best way to approach it?
Really, everything starts from the bottom, ground up, and so all disasters are local. And so really it's up to you as students and faculty and members of the community to first prepare ourselves. As a community, we've done a lot in planning and looking at policies that we want to implement, looking at trying to educate students and the members of the community. We have trials and drills that we go through with the community each year. So we start working that way and working our way up. There's a lot that the state has done to work with us. The shelter at the CAC is actually a state shelter run through the Red Cross, not the university. And so there is a lot that we do. Federal-wise, if there is a disaster, it's going to be several days before we see federal help. So even though that help is welcome, if there is a large-scale disaster like a large tsunami or a hurricane, we're on our own for several days. And that's why the community has done a lot. We have more trained community emergency response teams here than anywhere else on the island. Yes.
Okay. So do we see that in some ways as people, as either mankind or as governments, do we see that we sometimes try to control natural disasters in some ways? And if so, is that even a possible thing?
You know, there are some that you can. For example, you can't do anything about an earthquake. You can't do anything about a tsunami or a hurricane. But some things that we can try to, what we call mitigate, try to reduce the damage caused by it. For example, flooding. We can put up channels, like here in Laie. One of the things that we're trying to do is work with the Army Corps of Engineers to create a channel or large dikes that would move the water instead of coming directly towards our community, it would move it in a different direction.
Oh, wow.
And so if we would do that, then the possibility of flood has greatly diminished. So those are things that we can do. We can't quite stop Mother Nature, acts of God, but we can try to reduce the damage that they affect us.
Awesome. All right, well, thank you very much.
You bet.
Should be good.